Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we've got this morning is breaking news coming out of the White House. They're at it again. We've got 2 new executive orders being unveiled by Kamala Harris and the Gun Violence Prevention Task Force. I wish I could be speaking hyperbolically. I'm not. That's actually happening. Everything will be linked in the description box below as we walk through this. And of course, make sure you leave a comment down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, my brothers and sisters, we've got to dive into this because this is breaking as of today, coming out of the White House. Check this out. White House announces new state-based gun violence initiative. Vice President Kamala Harris will host nearly 100 state legislators to offer up model legislation. Well, let's dive in, because what do you think it's going to be about? If they've been stymied at the federal congressional level, what do you bet they're going to lean into the states and encourage them to do a few things that probably aren't two-way satisfactory? Let's get in here. As you can see, timestamp 12/13, 8:01 this morning. Vice President Kamala Harris will host a gathering of state legislators at the White House on Wednesday, an event designed to roll out new policies from the administration to combat gun violence at the state level. Now, as I get into these, they've got new branding names, and this is, just so you know, this is what happens when you have Everytown for Gun Safety, Moms Demand Action, and all the gun control apparatus of the United States in an actual office inside the White House. This is the outcome right here. Check this out. Harris will announce the Biden administration's new Safer States initiative and unveil 2 new executive actions. The first one's announced by the 2-month-old White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention. I'm telling you, it's part of an infrastructure that they're building, and when I lay this out, you're going to see it too, because this is not a good vibe coming from the White House. The administration is encouraging state officials to establish their own state-level gun violence prevention offices. What do you bet that after they get the state-level gun violence prevention offices, all of a sudden now you've got a federal program with a head in the White House, which then disseminates out against all the other states in a shadow government that is not funded or approved by Congress? What do you bet that's probably part of the plan here? That's why we cover these things so tight. Make sure you're subscribed and you're sharing these things out, because this is a big deal. Anyway, to invest in gun violence prevention, such as community violence intervention programs, to bolster support for survivors and victims affected by gun violence, to push for safe storage law, it's Ethan's law, just failed in the Senate, and reporting of lost and stolen firearms, and to enact legislation to strengthen background checks and ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. The White House is now putting together a push to ban assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, put in safe storage laws, and extended background checks, which are unconstitutional. All of it is unconstitutional. The White House is pushing it now down to the 50 states. This is a big deal, real big deal. And as this develops, we will keep you apprised of what's going on. But let's continue here. Here are the actual 2 individual orders that they're putting forward. Harris will highlight 2 new executive actions from the Department of Justice as part of the announcement. The first provides states with safe storage model legislation, detailing how states can require safe storage of guns. So that's Ethan's law, that's mandatory safe storage, that's knowing where all the guns are, that's registration, that's all the things. And hold people legally responsible for injury caused by an unsecure weapon. The second offers a model for the reporting of lost and stolen firearms in an effort to assist law enforcement in investigating and prosecuting crimes. This entire thing is about extending the federal gun control dreams through an Office of Gun Violence Prevention at the White House down to duplicate 50 in the other states. And that's what this is about. They are building an infrastructure, adding on to the executive bureaucracies outside of the confines of Congress. I wonder where funding for this comes from. If you're congressional, you might want to ask that question, because they are overstepping their bounds hard on this one. And this is the last thing for you. While President Joe Biden has signed a slew of executive orders to date, the administration's latest efforts encourage state-level policy changes, a response in part to inaction from Congress, meaning they don't have the votes, and increasingly protective rulings on gun possession and ownership from the courts, because you're unconstitutional. Many gun safety experts see more appetite for policy changes at the state level in the near term. They are shifting their focus from federal to state. I will put together a video showcasing this, all the things that we've been covering together, but they are absolutely moving from the federal level to the state level. This is something really important for you guys to send out to anybody that you think would be pertinent, because like I said, just in summation, they are now doing the Office of Gun Violence Prevention 2 months ago to now encouraging Office of Gun Violence Prevention in all 50 states, which will then be headed by the Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House. The White House will now have direct reins of control around gun control pushes in all 50 states, or at least the ones that adopt it, through 2 new executive orders, and this is going to become the norm. This is the plan. This is the playbook as they shift to the state level. This is actually arguably a bigger fight than the federal, and we're going to follow this like a bloodhound. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.